my most amazing artists, kindergarten and first grade. This week, we are going to use our imagination. We've been using our imagination a lot in art. We are going to look at line, shape, and texture. And then you're going to use color, but color is just part of it. But we're going to really think about line, shape, and texture. We thought about that last week, but we're going to use it in a different way this week, okay? So I am going to show you in just a minute what the first thing you're going to do is you are going to draw kind of a scribbly, not scribbly, but a loopy line filling your paper up, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And then you are going to look at that paper and look for animal shapes that remind you and make you think of animals. And you're going to turn those loops and twists in that scribble line, loopy line, into animals. We're going to add, whatever, if it's a bird, it might need a beak or whatever it needs. And then we're going to add texture. We talked about texture with our texture monster last week, where you made up your own textures. But this week, let's say you make a bird, you're going to think about the texture of a bird. The texture of a bird has feathers, right? Or the texture of a fish has scales. You would draw that different than feathers. Or a fluffy bear, a fuzzy bear would have a fuzzy soft texture. So we're going to use those textures in our kind of doodle page, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're just going to have fun creating and use our imagination this week, okay? Can't wait to see what you come up with. Paper where I drew my loopy lines, and you can see I started all of them. I decided I wanted to turn all mine into birds. You can turn yours into different animals. You can turn them into the same animals, whatever your imagination chooses. So I went ahead and drew after I did my loopy line, and see, it's a loopy line. It's got loops. It's not scribble. It's just kind of a loopy line. So after I drew my loopy line, I drew eyes and beaks. Then I drew one bird just to show you. So right here is where I drew the bird. And you can see I drew textures of feathers with markers, and I drew lines on the legs to show that they were kind of bumpy legs. And I really tried to show those textures with my markers. And then I used crayon to color the background of it and all. So I just made an imaginary bird in my mind. So you can have fun. You can turn these into whatever you want. Whatever you want. I know you can't see my yellow beak very well, but